Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I am your host, Teresa Lawrence, here on KCAA Broadcasting Network, 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, where we cover over 5 million households in the greater Los Angeles area. And we are also affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. You can listen to us every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time on any of your favorite podcasts and streaming channels. We are also in Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android app. Just subscribe to Building Solid Foundations channel. So welcome, everyone. It's Teresa, Executive Director of the Trueness Project, and today I have a treat for you. Our guest, who I met at a networking function, and I basically told my dream to him. And he said, I can make that happen. You know, how rare is it to actually have somebody simply say that? And so today, my treat for you is Joe Rockey Jr.
Well, thank you for having me. And I absolutely want to be part of you having the largest conservatory in the world. Let's just jump right to it.
All right, well, let me keep going with your bio, sir. So here we go. Joe Rockey is a serial business creator, a world-class consultant, and an international best-selling author. What I asked him before I introduced him, I said, I want to have the largest gathering of people dressed as butterflies. You all know I keep trying to get that Guinness Book of World Records in one place. I have the world record for the largest number of people dressed as butterflies around the world, not in one place. But I asked Joe, I want to do this. And he goes, I can make that happen. And I can make that happen on a cruise ship because I celebrate corporate clients on cruise ships. And with that, everyone, meet Joe Rockey. Joe, introduce yourself. Tell everybody how it is that you came to be you and how it is that you managed to answer a question like, I can make that dream happen.
Yeah, how it came to be me. That's a metaphysical question I don't think I'm capable of answering. But yeah, I think that there is something about being that person in life that just says yes and brings energy, and then we'll figure it out from there. And that's kind of how I have led all of the businesses I have created throughout my life and been a part of is let's go solve something that's fun and meaningful for people and let's go do it. So yeah.
How many businesses have you started?
29.
Oh, that's quite a lot of businesses. Okay, see, I didn't know that. So this is exciting. Of those 29, sir, which one is your favorite and how did you come about building it?
So my favorite is definitely the Elite Business Cruises. There's no doubt about that. Elite Business Cruises is kind of the culmination of all of the other clients and learnings and self-creations I have built along the way. So for everyone listening out there, I do have 29 businesses, the vast majority of which I'm a complete absentee owner of, or I have sold off. And that was like my skill set of learning of how to build a business, how you not need to be involved in it, and how to go from there. And that's what my consultancy practice really focuses on, which is you cannot be in your business after you are dead. That's pretty black and white. So if you want this business to live on, it needs you not to be involved. And we take care of predominantly baby boomers businesses doing that. And, you know, that's what got me started in the consulting world. And
so can you stop for a minute and talk about that? So are you helping the baby boomers businesses sell to younger people? Are you just doing like estate planning work or transferring their business to their children? Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, so in terms of the legalese of actually shifting it from one person to another, that's not my world. My world is taking the business's operations and making them work without ownership, which is, it's critical for someone to want to buy it, because when someone goes, should I buy your business or buy someone else's? It's whichever one takes less work. It's normally the answer.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's what we do for the business. So it doesn't matter if your kid went down a completely different route than you did. If they don't need to do anything and it can still continue to operate, well, then they'll keep it on and they'll keep collecting it or they'll sell it. But if the business doesn't work without you, the owner, and you get hit by the proverbial bus, well, all your employees are fired and your clients aren't served anymore.
Got it.
You know?
Because I do know people that go around and make lists of baby boomer businesses, and that's one of the requirements of buying the business. It has to be able to run without the owner. So
Well, that's exactly it. Because if I'm going to buy a business and I just want it to be an income generator, I can't do anything to it. But if I got to go in and start moving stuff around, I mean, if you've ever bought a house that you're going to renovate, some of the scariest things you do is when you rip the walls apart and you see what's actually going on behind there. Like, it's not a good day sometimes. And that's what people buying a business are going to have to do if they need to rebuild your infrastructure to make it work without management. Because there's no conglomerate that has the time or energy to do it. What they have is a check to buy your future earnings without having to do anything. That's the golden dream that everyone wants. And if you can make your business that, not only is your life infinitely less stressful, it's more profitable because people pay more for that kind of business.
So do businesses find you, or do you find businesses to do that too? And
Both.
then, okay, and then the next question is, if I were going to buy a business, I would go to you and say, is this no?
No. You go to a broker.
This is my question. Okay. I
Yeah.
would go to you to find out if that business can run without the owner.
Yes. I can definitely teach people and say, yeah, this thing will actually run and function without it. In the analogy of the house, I am the general contractor that knows what's actually behind the walls. Will it
Like an inspector? Shall we
something
say?
like that? Yeah, except I actually can fix it to make it work instead of just saying this is what's broken. I can diagnose it, fix it. Every business at the end of the day only comes down to two questions. What is your relationship with your employees? And what is the business's relationship with the prospects / clients? If either of those are okay, but the business won't last. I mean, it's a very easy litmus test. It's two questions. You go from there.
Well, that was pretty easy. Okay, so we talked about that business. We're getting to the cruises.
Yeah.
We're getting to the cruises. But behind you it says casino sales master. I'm sorry, I have to ask about that before you get, because the big thing, the big news is the cruise. Let's
Sure.
just face it, people. It's so fun. And I tried to pursue my dream with him. So he's lovely to work with. So, but first, let's go back to casino sales master.
Yeah, it's ironic. This is actually one of the major stepping stones that led me to create the cruise business is the book Casino Sales Master, Proven System to Beat the Odds in Sales and Life, which, shameless plug, you can get at casinosalesmaster.win because you win with this book. And it's not just about how to play games at the casino to get them win. It's actually about fulfilling those two questions I asked. What is the business's relationships with the employees? And when it's broken, how can you be the savior to fix it? And that's kind of gets into the mentality of what I teach my clients and what it is that makes me say yes to I can solve people's dreams is if you really understand what's going on in someone's world and you have a genuine desire to help them, that's what sales should be at its core. And that's really what moves the needle for having great, meaningful relationships, whether or not they buy from you or not. It's I want to help you. I want to see you fulfill your goal. And whether you gave me a resource or not, normally checks, that's what people want. But whether that happens or not, it's building a meaningful relationship. And in the world of casinos, they don't really take care of their people that nicely. I mean, that as a general blanket statement. And if you as an outsider can take care of their people better than the house does, well, then they're going to want to take care of you. And it really outlines that practice and policy. And it teaches the secret behind all kinds of things, like how to get people to actually want to connect with you. And that book of How to Connect with Anyone Instantly is a misnomer. It's not how do you get people to want to connect with you. It's how do you not get people to want to push you away. And it's a very different approach of going at that. So without going into a giant monologue, that's what the book's about. And then the connection to the cruises is I had the same thing that happened to every other author. As soon as we got done writing it, the publisher said, go out and sell it. So I started doing the speaking tour. And aside from personally hating that process, what I learned was the people who are paying for their people to go to these events are not really getting what they're paying for. I mean, yeah, the audience is learning from some really cool and talented speakers. That part's a given, but they're not getting any team building. They have to keep track of all these logistics of, where are we going to eat all these meals? Some stuff's taxable, some stuff's kind of taxable, some stuff's deductible. You got to keep track of all of it. And then not to mention when the event's over, they all scatter. Some of them go to the casino, some of them go to the driving range. It's like, team building's there. So I was looking at all this conglomerate of problems, not to mention a ton of stuff on the backside of how the speaking circuit works. And I basically had 30 problems thrown up on this big board behind my computer. And I just started going, how can I solve all of them? And
okay, and with that thought,
yeah,
we're going to take a commercial break, and we will be right back.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.